What is up, everybody? It's Connor from Unscripted, back again with another video. In today's video, we have some big news to talk about for sure, as you see on screen. And as always, we'll be doing it off the script. Before we get into the news, don't forget to drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel as well. Help me get my goal of 50 subscribers by the end of April. We are at 37. I had a big boost yesterday, so I hope we can keep that momentum up and keep growing the channel. But anyway, as you see on screen, here is the big news. Methodz, Zinni, everybody's, community class clown, if you want to call it, of the CDL community, has been benched by the Toronto Ultra. So this is certainly a surprise, no doubt about that. Zinni, or Methodz, and I'm going to call him Methodz, he's been playing pretty well this year, in my opinion. I don't think he has been their best player. I think that's probably been Cammy, but he for sure has been playing well. There's no doubt about that. He has stepped up for them, especially in Search and Destroy. Him and Bance, I'd say, Kleenex and Cammy are the guys people usually think of with this team. But in terms of Search, I don't have the numbers to back this up because, this literally just happened a half hour ago before I'm recording this. But he stepped up in Search for sure. I don't think it's as much a talent thing. I think there's two factors that go into this. So the first thing I think that is different with Methodz is his pacing. He is not a fast-paced player. And in today's game, with the cracked SMGs and the cracked movement around the map, you need to have a fast-paced player. And he's not necessarily fast-paced, but just pick it up a little bit. He's slow. There's no doubt about that. He's slow, but I don't think that's his pace is the reason they've been struggling. They did not have a very impressive stage 1, but I think we all saw the potential for them to definitely get better and get into that middle to top tier of teams in stage 2. But they didn't see it that way, and they are switching things up. So the obvious assumption is going to be that Insights from their academy team will be replacing Methodz on the main team, and we'll see how that switch goes. It definitely will improve their pacing and gives them a very talented player, but it's not like Methodz isn't talented. Sorry about that, I'm back. But yeah, it's not like Methodz isn't a talented player. He's very talented. He's a good leader. He's been around the scene for how long now? He knows what he's doing. So it's a risk. It could pay off. It could be a risk versus reward type of thing where this might raise Toronto's ceiling, but it might also lower their floor, where if they're not playing well and they don't have that veteran leader at the main AR position, they could really struggle. You'll have to see how it plays out, but I guess it makes sense. Just from the perspective of Insights has been playing well, so he's going to replace probably one of two people. He runs an AR, so he'll replace Methodz, or he'll replace Cammy, or he won't replace anybody. And I guess with as well as he's playing compared to how well or how poorly Toronto looked at in the first stage, I guess they thought it was time for a change. And obviously, with the way Cammy has been playing, Insight was not going to replace him. Cammy has been phenomenal this year. He's probably been a top 10 player. He definitely has been Toronto's best player and most consistent player. So, actually, I don't know. Methodz might have been the most consistent player, honestly. Cammy has had some bad games, but he's definitely been their best player, on average. But yeah, it's just you weren't ever going to bench Cammy. So if it was a time to make a move, which they thought it was, Methodz is the guy to go. Now, I really didn't see this coming at all. I didn't think they'd have a roster change at all. There's some teams I have expected, and I do expect roster moves from, but Toronto wasn't one of them. I think they're a team who, despite their underperformance in stage 1, they still have the talent, they have the players, they just need to play together, improve as a team, and they can be up there competing at these majors. So it was definitely a surprise to me. Here are some replies. We see Looney says, mind blown that actually happened because you don't deserve it. Stay strong, although I can't say I stayed strong the whole time. Better days ahead. So Looney was surprised. Accuracy, you see he says mind blown. Now this kind of move, it could affect somebody like Accuracy. Who knows? Minnesota's in a similar situation. They have the individual talent, but they underperformed in stage 1, and they have a slow AR who might get replaced. I don't know. Some people have been saying try to get Octane in Accuracy's place. That's just on Reddit, but who knows? So if I'm Accuracy, I don't like the way this move looks. Now, obviously, it's a different story over at Minnesota than it is at Toronto, and I don't think they'll make a change this soon, but it could be in the back of his head like, hey, this, I play a similar role as him, and my team had similar success to his team, so maybe I have to pick it up. I don't know, but yeah, that's the scoop on Methodz. He has been benched for the time being, and we'll just see how it goes from here. I don't know where it goes from here. Toronto, they're going to be a heavily watched team now early on into the next stage because it's going to be all eyes on them. Was this move worth it, or was it too risky and too soon to make this change? We'll see how it goes for them. The other big roster news, if you want to call it big, is that In the challenger scene, HyDra will be joining the New York Subliners Academy Team, and he will be replacing GloFrosty. So this is it's a bad situation for GloFrosty because they had definitely a lot of success. They won the first major event for challengers, and he ends up being replaced. But from New York's perspective, this makes 100% sense. HyDra was supposed to be on the main roster, and then of course his visa issues didn't allow him to. And now he finally gets to the States, but with the way New York is playing right now in the CDL, you can't really replace anybody on that team. You know, they got top 3 at a major, which they were not expected to be top 3 at, so he couldn't replace any of those guys. So the next best thing is get him on the Academy team, help some of the language barrier and their communication, to still have him around the pro team. You know, he can do VOD reviews or whatever else with them while he learns the language, and just, it's a whole new culture for him. He's 18 years old, moving across the world to play Call of Duty, so it's going to take some time. So it sucks for GloFrosty for sure, but it was going to happen to somebody. He was the one. And I don't think HyDra was going to replace Saints, so, I mean, do the math. But as you see here, you know, not such bad news for GloFrosty's career, because him and Zaptius are joining Wester in place of Gravity and Phantom. So remember like last week when Phantoms replaced Zaptius on Wester, and it was a big deal and everything, and now we're right back to where we were. So that's how a challenger scene goes. There's all kinds of crazy moves, and you never know what's going to happen. It's like a constant roster mania with the challenger scene. There's always changes being made. Zaptius was a big cahoot. He was all upset, and there was a big thing about him in Wester, and 1 week later he's back, and GloFrosty's with him. So interesting moves there. We'll have to see how that pays off, but HyDra being added to NYSL Academy makes the most sense, and it does not surprise me whatsoever. That's kind of what I expected, just because, like I said, you can't really make a change right now on your pro team. So the next best option is put him on the challengers team, and that's what they do. So those are the 2 big pieces of roster news today. I hope you enjoyed the video and the news. If you did, drop a like on the video like I mentioned. Leave a comment down below as well. Let me know your thoughts on these moves, because this Methodz news is very surprising to me, and I'm sure people will be very opinionated about it. So let me know what you think. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the video and you want to keep up with all the latest CDL news, because I will keep putting it out as it happens as well as I can. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the news. I hope you had a good day, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.